Hi YouTube, this is Siren Frost here, and today I'm doing a deck profile for you guys featuring my Dark Irregular Vampire deck. Just letting you guys know that I do not play Steel Vampire in this deck. Well, to me, he's just not really necessary for the deck. I mean, everyone has player preference, but I prefer the new stuff. Basically, this deck's about the new stuff from set 3, but the main ace for this deck is actually Scharhrot Vampir and Gilles. But, yeah. So without any further ado, let's get on with the deck profile, and I'll explain some things as to why I choose this unit or not. So, for my starting Vanguard, I choose to run Werfleder Ordonnaz. Well, one, because the name is awesome as fuck, and I do like vampires ever since I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Vampires. What he does for his Generation Break one is that you counterblast when you put him in the soul. As long as you have 6 or more cards in the soul, you can draw a card. At the same time as well, you can also soul charge 2 cards. Well, first you gotta actually soul charge 2 cards, and then as long as you have 6 or more cards in the soul, you get to draw a card. So, not only you can soul charge as many cards as you want, you can also draw cards too, depending on the effects. So, that's why he's in there, to get a drawing hand, and with this deck as well, yeah, never mind, I was gonna actually say it later. For my deck now, I play 4 copies of Alice in Nightmareland, just because I do love the artwork, and this is not actually an Amon build. My friend Soul Eater 88 is actually to run pure Amon build, so I'm staying out of that department and going straight to my vampires. But anyways, I do like the artwork on Alice. I just think it shows more of a darker side of her than anything else, because we're used to seeing that bitch looking like a freaking tampon and on English channels. But she's awesome either way. I'm also running my usual 12 crit decks, my 12 crits in here. Just because this deck, I like to play very aggressively in my decks. Now, some of you may think that in some decks, they're not allowed, you're not supposed to basically play all 12 crits. You actually have to play draws or stands. But the thing is, 12 crits actually suit my playstyle a bit more than any other thing possible. I mean, yeah, sure, it may hurt a little bit, but the 10k shields wouldn't hurt either, so. And yes, the only cards I'm using for the Amon build is these two, the Cruel Hand and Grausam. But I'm not using their abilities. So I just like that. I like this one mainly because it's a vampire, and yeah, because it's cool. Anyways, for grade 1s, I'm playing the 4 AK Vanillas, Krise Vampir, just because I consider it like the right chain, basically. It's not the right, this deck's not right chain, mind you, not right chain. But, I've seen lately, as of late now, how the enemy characters always run into 8Ks and 10Ks on the Vanguard circle. So this is kind of like my usual, that's kind of like my MO now. Also, this deck is also inspired by Brad III, who's the cosplayer of Dark Irregulars. Just forgot, in case I forgot to say that. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of Stride Enablers, the Succubus of Pure Love, because it turns out that in some cases that you have to stride as much as you can just to get the triple drive. And for her, it's like when she's called to the Vanguard, called to the circle, to the rear guard circle, you can reveal 1 grade 3 in your hand, and you can search your deck for a copy of Scharhrot Vampir and add it to your hand. And then shuffle your deck. But that's just pretty much why she's here. And plus, she is a solid 7k attacker. I've realized that maybe the stride enablers are very handy. And to think I actually want to run 2. Next, I play the new G Perfect Guards Flatbreakers, 4 of them. As long as you have a copy of Flatbreaker in the drop zone, you can unflip 1 damage. So that's all pretty much he is about. That's pretty much all he does, And then finally, I run 2 copies of Alluring Succubus, the old school way. I just love the artwork mainly, and also because when she's called to the rear guard or vanguard circle, you can soul charge a free card. So that's kind of mainly the reason why I run her. And this deck is very much soul charge heavy and counterblast heavy at the same time. So you gotta actually be careful how much you actually use, because the last time I actually played Dark Irregulars against somebody, my deck only had 6 cards left. So you don't want to deck out quite yet. For grade 2s, I'm playing the 4 10k Vanillas Werewolf Jaeger, because 1, he is a freaking... I have a thing for werewolves for some reason, because in the vampire movies, you can't have a vampire movie without a werewolf in the video, so that's why I run him. And I'm not very much of a huge fan of Werewolf Jaeger, because If there's anything, if there's up to me, I probably run 4 Edo Roses in this deck, but that requires a Werewolf Seeker, so that's not going to help. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of Squallmaker Vampir. His duration break 1 is that when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you counterblast 1, and if this unit is supported by a rear guard, you can soul charge 2 cards, and this unit gets plus 5,000 to the end of the battle. So he'll be a 14k attacker by himself, plus a unit that goes behind him. So like if Alluring Succubus is behind him, he'll become a 26,000 attacker. Wait, not 21. Okay, I am really bad at my math, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Basically, overall, he'll be a 14,000 attacker, and plus the Alluring Succubus, that'll be a 21,000 attacker. So that's just kind of the reason why. And like I said, we're going for a little bit of the theme deck here, kind of feel. And I do like a few things of vampires, so. And then finally for grade 2, I got 3 copies of Flirtatious Succubus. I love how they actually gave her, earn her spot on the Dark Zone. And she's also rare too, which is, I amazingly love it. People are like complaining and bitching, saying that her price is going to so go down because she's a reprint. I don't give 2 fucks. She earned her rarity part. She earned it. And not only that, she still charges, 1 card. So every time you call it a rear guard or Vanguard circle. So, yeah. So for grade 3, I run, of course, the 4 copies. The main boss of this deck is Scharhrot Vampir. His stride skill is you soul charge 2 cards and choose one of your vanguards, and it gets the following effect. When this unit attacks a vanguard, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retire it. And its generation break 2 is, during your turn, if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000. Then, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets plus 1 critical. That's why soul charging is a little bit more important, because it actually fuels his power, too. And according to his lore, he's one of the most deadliest vampires known to man. He'll eat anything. Fucking pig. And lastly, my grade 3s are the beautiful and luscious Sweet Plum. To me, personally, she's my main boss for like the Succubus deck, because, well, it's all based on females. But according to her generation break 1 is that as long as you have 6, during the main phase, whenever a card is put into a soul, she gets plus 3,000 to end the turn. So which means even if she's in a rear guard, she still gets a plus 3,000 for every single soul charge you do. Plus, she does help with the extra stride as well. And so for grade 4 for G units, I'm playing 3 copies of Abominable Gilles. I'm on the verge of gaining 1 more of him, just 1 more copy, just because I'm OCD and I need to have my 4 playsets, because that's just how I am. Anyways, his skill is a 1-turn kill. Choose a face-down card named Abominable Gilles from your G-zone and turn it face up. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000 until the end of the turn. Then, if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, and to the end of this turn, this unit gets the effect. When this unit attacks a Vanguard into the end phase of that turn, or to the end of that battle, your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from the hand to the Guardian Circle. Also, if the number of face-up cards in your G-zone is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 1 critical, too. So I guess that's kind of why it'll be a while for that to happen, because you have to stride like one per turn, so that's gonna be a bummer. But overall, this is one of the 1-turn kills that this card can actually really do, at least in my eyes. Plus, now I've noticed that every single G unit that I've seen is that as long as you have a G-zone unit of the same, or 2 more face-up G units, they get their supposed effects. So, for now, I'm just running 3 of him until I get a 4th one, and then I may change some things up in this deck. Next, I play 4 copies of Love Tempest's Kisskill Lira. She's actually one of my personal favorite Dark Irregular strides, just because she is one of Succubus stride, which I love. And her skill is, when this unit attacks hits the Vanguard, you can soul charge 2 cards, and if the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, you draw a free card. So that's where the ability of Werfleder Ordonnaz comes in. Like, he does have the exact same ability that Lira does. So you can actually practically soul charge 4 times if you want to, and unless you want to add more soul charging to this deck, but you just gotta be extremely careful on how much you do it, because you know, unless you... That's why I play 12 crits, because I want to end the game as fast as possible in this deck. But that's just me. So anyway, my last card is 1 copy of Snow Element Blizza. I've seen a lot of people actually use Blizza a lot more because of his Persona Blast ability. Basically, Counterblast 1 and choose a face down card from your G zone and flip it face up. And then when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 5,000 for every single G unit face up in a G zone. And it also counts as any clan. It goes to any clan as possible. So that's pretty much all the fuss was about. So yeah, guys, that is my deck profile on the Dark Irregulars Vampir deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And there'll be a full deck list in the description, so you guys can go check out and see what you guys think about this deck profile itself. And don't forget to subscribe to Siren Frost. Don't forget to check out my other videos. Subscribe, like this video, thumbs up for it if you want, and comment section down below. Comment down below and see what you guys think. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Siren Frost signing out. Bye!